Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Inside Track, Equibase's weekly handicapping podcast, where we give our analysis, picks, and wagers for a couple of the weekend's top races. I'm your host, Ben Kudla, and today I'm excited to welcome for a first-time guest to the show, Vinny Blonde, co-host of the Doubling Down podcast, born and raised in Saratoga Springs. Vinny joins us to share his picks and analysis for some very challenging races at Kentucky Downs, including the Breeders' Cup winning you're in Mint Kentucky Turf Sprint. Vinny, I love what you and Colin have been doing with the Doubling Down podcast recently, especially with the app and the prize money, and you can see it in new ways. Just the viewers want to know what's Doubling Down all about, and how can you see it?
Yeah, we doubling down. We cover two races every weekend. We try to keep it the top races. Actually, our doubling down show this week is two of the same races that we're covering here. We just hit a double. We do a $1 double. Our new app has a leaderboard on it, and we do like monthly prizing. This week is a $50 gift card to DGen Design. We've partnered with them for some pretty cool merch. And yeah, you can check that out either on Nesson Nation. We have some random air times on the weekend. And we're also on the Trust the Profits YouTube channel.
Oh, fantastic. I've watched your show, and Colin's a good friend by now. You know, he's been on the inside track. I love what you guys are doing, especially with the leaderboard and the app. It is generally a great show. And you've had some graduates on the show. Matthew DeSantis, now he's at Naira Bets. And so
Yep.
please, I encourage everybody to check them out. Trust the Profits YouTube, doubling down. I'm really excited to have you on the show, genuinely, just to hear your thoughts and how you kind of tackle these really interesting Kentucky Downs races, and we will get into all
Yeah,
that.
no, they
But
are they are tough.
yeah, yeah, but you know what? So much value, so much value. So double-edged sword. But anyway, we'll get into all that. But what a weekend of racing it was at Saratoga last week! 5 consecutive Grade One races. We hit the pick five on the inside track, and I know doubling down also hit the pick five. Let's go. Just go through it. Torpedo Anna gave it her all on Saturday, edging out Dorth Vader by nose. Very impressive by Dorth Vader. Matched her stride for stride in that final eighth of a mile. Patch Adams scored his second straight Grade 1 win in the H. Allen Jerkins. Hope Road earned her spot in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint with the win in the Ballerina. Bookham Dano, everybody's favorite New Jersey bred, held on to win by a length after running just ahead off the blistering pace set by Most Wanted. He was really the only one who held on, which I thought was the most impressive part. Anyway, Godolphin's sovereignty delivered as expected, romping home to win the Travers by 10 lengths, becoming the first horse to win the Derby, Belmont, Jim Dandy, and Travers. That's a pretty cool stat. It will be hard to top that day of racing, but have no fear. Kentucky Downs is here. For the entire Kentucky Downs meet, head on over to Equibase.com to get free past performances for every day of the meet. How cool is that? And also, for special Kentucky Downs special promotion, take 25% off day cards and all Race Lens products throughout the meet. So take advantage of that promotion today on Equibase.com. But let's just dive in. Vinny and I are going to give each of you a pick three, 50 cent. We decided not to go too crazy deep to keep the money management alive, but you'll see we picked in a little bit. But let's just start off with the $2 million Grade One Mint Kentucky Turf Sprint Race 9 on Saturday's card in the first leg of our all graded stakes. Pick three. It's a Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the Turf Sprint. 6 furlong on the European turf course for 3-year-olds and up. Last year's winner was Cogburn, dominated by 3 1/4 lengths under a hand ride by Irad Ortiz Jr. You went 6 furlongs on the turf in 107.68. That's fast. But
Yeah.
anyway, gosh, this is a tough race. Full field of 12 plus three also eligibles. Vinny, putting you on the spot for the first leg and your debut inside track.
Yeah. Well, I like to start these Kentucky Down races with seeing who's run well at Kentucky Downs before, because this is a very weird track, and some horses like it and some horses don't. And I actually one of the first horse I'm going to use here is Howard Wallowitz
Okay.
off the layoff. He won at Kentucky Downs last year, and he's been facing tougher horses. And yeah, the layoff's concerning, but I think we'll get a decent price on him. I believe he was like 7-2 on the morning line or something.
Yeah, he is 7-2 morning line.
The PPs I have, I don't. I keep the morning lines off, so I try to remember them.
Oh, I
But
respect that. I love that actually. That's all right. There you go.
handicapping without the morning lines, I don't like being swayed by like, oh, this horse is 6 to 5 or anything like that. So that's one thing I do. But yeah, he ran last year at Kentucky Downs. He ran really well. It was actually the last time I rode him. Rad is back in the irons today. So I'm going to give Howard Wallowitz a nod off the layoff as the first horse on my pick three ticket.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, obviously, won that Franklin Simpson last year. Like you said, I read a board. Been working like a monster at Saratoga. Look at that on
Yeah,
August 22nd, 4 furlongs, 46 and 6, one of 115, then one of 40, then one of 8. So it is going to be a little bit interesting coming way back from February, though. At that
yeah.
turf sprint out there in Saudi Arabia. Let me see if I have these stats. I did look them up. Was it? Oh, D'Angelo has only made 2 starts ever with horses with a plus 180-day layoff going into a graded stakes races, and he finished last and second to last in both. So
Perfect.
a little bit concerning, But that's a plus 180 day to a graded stake. I mean, how many horses really do
Right.
that? But I know we both landed on this 7 in here. Arrest Me Red, really interesting. Laila Stables homebred. What do you think about him?
Yeah, he's a horse. He's been around for a few years. He's run well here before, but he seems to just be a class better than some of these. And I'm not huge on Frankie Dettori in 2025. Wesley Ward is kind of like for me at this point in the year. I like him earlier in the year with his 2 year olds, but
Yeah.
this one he's all even his losses. He's like right. He's competitive right there. We should get a decent price on him again, especially for a pick three. To start a pick three, like I think he would be a great price. So yeah, those were the only two I used. He also Arrest Me Red really likes the distance. He's 5 for 9 in the distance lifetime. So I
No,
those are the two horses I'm going to use in this leg.
no, no. I mean, that's a very logical play. I mean, you got the heavy hitting favorite on the inside there. He loves Kentucky Downs, and then you got this really interesting Lael Stables. I don't know. Everybody remembers Barbaro. The Jacksons back in the day. I mean, how many times do we see Wesley Ward with a horse over the age of 5? Especially a
Right.
7-year-old. To hang on for a gelding. But really well bred pioneer. Niall Gelding out of Medaglia Dam. And Wesley Ward and Alvarado, they rarely kind of team up together. In the last 5 years, Ward and Alvarado are winning at 47% all races together. 9 wins from 19 starts, 68% of the money with a positive 156% ROI. That's obviously a little bit skewed, but it's still pretty positive. And to win 47% in the last 5 years, yeah, yes, that's pretty dang good. Ward's
Yeah.
all in the green this year on Racelands. I know, maybe this time of year we're getting a little bit
Yeah.
different, but
Yeah.
at the start, at the start of the year, he's winning that 21% in turf sprints, 26%, 31 to 60-day layoffs, 22% in stakes races over the past year. But honestly, Rusty Red been on a tear since last summer. Finished that distant 13th in that Grade 2 Twin Spires turf sprints. Since then, just been a beast. Finished second by ahead to Charcoal. That Kentucky Downs preview sprint stakes at Ellis last August. Comes back later in August to win an allowance at Kentucky Downs by head over one timer, the 3 in here. Makes it 2 in a row, winning an allowance at Keeneland last October and earned back-to-back 100 Equibase speed figures. Makes it 3 in a row, winning the Big Daddy Stakes. Always makes me laugh. at Turfway in March, riding a 101 Equibase speed figure. Then runs fourth by just 3 lengths again in the Grade 2 Twin Spires Turf Sprint, Churchill last May. And then last time out, he ran second by neck in the Mighty Bow Stakes at Churchill in June. He's yet to run back, but Warren's winning at that 26% with the shorter layoff. Ranked second in the late pace of a 116. Like you said, 5 for 9 at this distance. I thought, yeah. I really wanted to single him and just go big in the other races, but with Wallowitz
Yeah.
on the inside, no, I was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, if I'm going to not do a single, I might as well try to get some epic value. So I kind of like this 10 Pipsy. 12 to 1 on the outside. A little bit of a price, but started his career in Ireland, winning a couple races before coming to the States. Wins right off the bat in that Grade 3 Soaring Softly Stakes at Belmont, the Big A last May, going last to first in his career debut in the States. Goes to Churchill last June, runs 8th in the Tepin, going a mile on the turf. Not his distance. Takes a little layoffs to run the Grade 2 Music City Stakes at Kentucky Downs. Runs second, but just half a length, going this exact 6.5 furlong distance. Then runs 7th in the Grade 2 Franklin Stakes at Keeneland, but he takes a very long layoff all the way until the next Keeneland meet in April. And he just clear to win allowance race, earning a 109 Equibase speed figure. And then in June, he wins the Grade 2 Intercontinental. Saratoga going 5.5 on the turf over Futures Now, who went on to win back-to-back stakes races. And, you might look at that last race where he comes back to lose to Futures Now, but he clipped heels, in that first quarter mile. So, to me, I'm willing to kind of cross that off, and seems to be breezing all right since then. Walden, by the way, is 3 for 3 in stakes races over the past month. So, not necessarily like him more than R7 or 2, but you know what? If I'm going to throw in another one, I might as well throw in a 12 to 1. So,
Yeah, he was one that it was either I went deeper on that the last leg or I used 3 here. So I was like, I'm gonna cut. He was last off, but I agree with you. He looks very interesting.
yeah, really interesting. What do you think about no balls? Is he kind of
He's
past his time?
I mean, I don't know if he's really kind of past his time. He's just one of those horses that always goes off at a short price that he doesn't always win. So he's like the
Yeah,
perfect favorite to try to beat because you're going to get value off of it. And like he's 12 for 27 lifetime, and I don't know how many of those starts are sub 5 to 1, but at least the last 7 or 8 he's been like sub
yeah.
5 to 1. And he's only won a few of those. So it's like he's a great horse to bet against, but even he always is a threat to win in my opinion.
That man, that's a great take on that one. No balls, but you know what though? I do got to say, a horse who was bought for 3,500, almost at two
Oh yeah.
million now. I
Oh,
just
he's
love stories like that.
oh
Oh
yeah,
my
like
goodness.
he's one of those horses that like it's like yeah, your bet loses, but it's like all right, like it's a
Yeah,
cool
yeah. If
story.
we
Like
lose
he's a
to no
horse.
balls,
Right. It's a horse that like has so many fans and like bring like one of those horse like not a triple crown horse like sovereignty or journalism that brings new fans in. But he has a lot of fans and people really support him. So it's cool when horses like that do win on big days.
a million percent, million percent. I mean, yeah. I mean, Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint winner a couple years ago. So I mean, no knocks on him at all. But I don't know, just that 0 for 2 Kentucky Downs. You made a great point about, he's kind of a beaten favorite quite a bit, but he wins quite a bit too. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect bet against. Interesting. Well, there you have it. I'm going with the 2-7-10, and Vinny's going with the 2-7 for our first leg. Let's move on to 3.5 million, grade 3. Say that again. 3.5 million, grade 3. Nashville Derby
Uh,
Invitational Stakes. The 10th race on Saturday and the second leg of our all greatest stakes. Pick 3, a mile and 5/16 on the turf for 3-year-olds. Last year's winner was Bellum Justum for trainer Andrew Baldwin with Frankie Dettori aboard. That was his only start in North America, and he went straight back to England. Had a nice Group 2 win at Newmarket in May. But anyway, another very full field of 12, plus 2 also eligibles. 4 Kentucky Derby contenders in here. Trying the turf. Wow. Okay. you
so
know?
3.5 million reasons why to try to turf.
I guess that's very true. Yeah. Well, anyway, who'd you land on for your second leg?
I landed on the turf horse test score as the
Yeah.
first horse I'm using here. Horse has just been really good. I mean, just missed against Zulu Kingdom, won that tough Belmont Derby, and then just missed in the Saratoga Derby. I feel like this horse is one of the few turf horses in the race, and I think he's the one that's going the best right now. So he's the one I landed on.
No, honestly, same. It was hard not to put him on top. I mean, look at that since all the way since yeah, was it the third red aftercare? 86 to an 89 to 100 to 104 to 108 and 109 last time out. Just all increasing, all getting better. It's interesting. You kind of went a little different. I went with Hill Road. I feel like that's just one of those horses that gets so forgotten about. The Quality Road Colt out of a Lemon Drop Kid Dan, Chad Brown Barn, Tyler Gaffleone scheduled to ride. He's been, gosh, just on fire since coming back from his broken ankle. But anyway, Hill Road started his career in Ireland, breaking his maiden about 5 lengths, going a mile on the turf. Runs in the Group 1 Vincent O'Brien National Stakes at the Cura. Fun fact, if anybody wants to know, that was my childhood dog's name was Kira
Oh.
after this racetrack. But anyway, and runs seventh in that stakes at the Kira before coming to the States. Ships across the pond, running last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Actually finished third behind Citizen Bull and Gaming, his debut in North America and debut on the dirt. Switches to the Chad Brown Barn, runs third, the Grade 3 Tampa Bay Derby to Own Almighty and stablemate, and my big baby boy, Chance McPatrick. He takes a 2-month layoff, comes back to win the Grade 3 Peter Pan Stakes at Belmont, the Big A in May this spring, beating Captain Cook, who ran huge, finishing second by a nose in last week's Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkins to Patch Adams. And he loses his sovereignty twice after that win, finishing fifth in the Belmont and finished third last time to sovereignty and Baeza. Going back to turf for the first time since that debut win in Ireland a year ago. Over the past 3 years, Brown's winning at 24%. Horses going from dirt to turf. 25 wins from 106 starts, 49% in the money. Really nice bullet work on August 17th as well. He's my top play, but I could not leave Test Score out of there. I mean, that horse is a beast.
Yeah, I looked at Hill Road a little bit. I really like the pedigree, so it wouldn't shock me if he runs back to that turf race when he was two. I just I wonder why, if he thought that he could go back to the turf, why they waited so long.
I agree. Yeah, it is weird. You know, of
So
all those
yeah,
amazing turf races at Saratoga that have been running all summer.
right.
Yeah.
Like if they had like taken a shot with him in like the Belmont Derby or the Saratoga Derby, it would have been like, all right, like makes sense. Instead, you
Hmm.
run in the Belmont and the Jim Dandy, and it's like, all right, well, maybe he is a dirt horse, and Chad's just like 3.5 million. They're gonna try it, and we'll see where he
Well,
goes
obviously we
next.
saw
But
that with Strategic Focus, you know,
yep,
and the Travers. I mean,
yep,
you know, so you never know. But that's yeah. I think people do get that opinion with this, but this horse is a nice horse. I mean,
yeah.
I
He's
just don't think he gets the credit. Like they're putting him in spots maybe that he doesn't really belong, and he
yeah,
looks worse than he is on paper.
yeah. He's a good horse. Yeah, it's just like he just unfortunate he had to run in the Sovereignty in back-to-back races. Like
Yeah,
that kind of.
and I wonder how much that took out of him. You know,
Yeah,
maybe not so much the Belmont, but maybe the Jim Dandy. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Regardless, I do like Test Score. I did want to add.
yeah.
Who did I add in here? Oh, I think I just I have the 1-2-12. That's right. The 12 Wimbledon Hawkeye. This horse could be a beast. I don't know. Great Britain bred making his career debut in North America. James Owen, Frankie Dettori aboard. Very similar to last year with Bellum Justin. Horse coming in. Frankie Dettori might ship back out. But this horse,
Yep.
though, a little bit different. Yet to win in 2025, coming into this race 0 for 6 in his 3-year-old campaign. But he's been running against some incredibly tough Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 company. His last 2 starts finished second by 2 lengths to El Equibase. So win the Grade 1 Sword Dancer in his career debut in the States earlier in August. And ran second in the Group 3 Pool Gordon Stakes by a nose. I just think, he might know his way, the ups and downs of a European style turf course. But I thought 7-2 was a little bit low, 0 for 6 for the 3-year-old
Yeah, that
campaign.
was kind of why I ended up steering clear with the 0 for 6. Hey, I can easily see this horse beating me here. I was hoping I could get through with just using Test Score and Simulate for Belmont,
Oh, okay,
and that
yeah, I
would.
want to hear your thoughts on Simulate. That took a lot out of me to not put that horse on the ticket.
Yeah, horse has just been running good. I mean, he just missed in that in the Secretariat. He was close, like he closed. He just didn't quite get there. He just seems
And
to
that
be
was
improving.
at a mile. Now he's got
Right.
5/16 as a stretch out.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for Kitten's Joy horses stretching back out on the turf as one of my favorite angles, and I mean it's just the Kitten's Joy's horses want to run more than a mile on the turf, so I'm okay with this. Mott's been absolutely on fire, so um, I thought we were going to get a good price on this, and yes, it's a bit of a step up in class, really, compared to what others have run against. But I think he fits.
Yeah, yeah, I a million percent fit. I mean, if you're gonna run second to a grade two to a proven horse, I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, look at the yeah, like you said, with a Warfront mare. Jeez,
Yep. Yeah, like of course, it's just bred to run all day.
that classic Adele Dischneider one horse name. How many has she had in the past?
A
Bl-
lot.
Blame included, I believe.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, I am going with the 1-2-12, and he's going with 2-6 for the second leg. And now, last but not least, the 2 million grade three ladies turf stakes race 11 on Saturday, the final leg of our pick three. 1 mile on the turf for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Last year's winner was Walkathon for trainer Ian Wilkes, Brian Hernandez Jr. aboard. Field of 11 in here. I landed it pretty quickly, but we went opposite. Exactly opposite.
Yeah.
I singled a horse you don't have, and he went deep. That's interesting.
Yeah. So to tell you the truth, that was one of my options here was the just single special one, and
Mhm.
it's Kentucky Downs. I'm gonna go for some prices. I
Love
do
it.
think special one fits, but I want to take some shots here.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah.
what do you got?
Uh
Suggestions on
the
top? Well,
yeah.
who'd you really like to win the race? And then we'll go
So
through
my
pick
top
three.
pick is the 10 Pinup Betty
Okay. Yeah.
for Maker. I like Maker. Maker on the turf. Sias has been riding hot late in the last couple weeks. Horses won back-to-back races, just missed 3 back. I also think this horse is just going to get a really good setup the way the pace looks on paper. I think this horse is just going to get a great trip as long as she can get in early enough and not be caught super wide. So I really like this horse though, and I'm hoping I get a good price on her.
Yeah, I generally think you will. I mean, yeah, but Luis Saez and Maker, how many times have you seen those guys win a grade three on a turf? All throughout the
No.
country, really. Oh, no knocks on that. Pinup Betty and beat who'd he beat twice? Beat the
Uh
11. No,
yeah,
that was
beat
at
the
Charlene's
11 and
Dream. And
yeah.
Charlene's Dream twice in a row. That was it. That was it. Oddly enough, has 6-1 morning line, and Pinup Betty's 8-1 morning
Yeah.
line. Yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. So yeah, that's where I landed as my top pick. I'm also going to use the moving on up for Safi, another horse that I just think this horse is just going to get a similar trip. Gets Jose back and ran pretty good with Jose through. I just think this horse is going to get a similar trip, basically, where if this horse it has early speed where it can get over, and I think there's enough pace that will make one move late, and we'll see how good she is.
Likes this distance, 100% in the money. That's for certain.
Yep. And then the other two horses I use the Chad Brown horse. Just maybe she's that good. I kind of skeptical on her. I saw the morning line was 8-1 because I originally looked at this and thought there was a chance this horse was going to be like 7-2.
Hmm.
I saw the 8-1. I'm like, I'm not going to leave Irad Chad off at 8-1.
Yeah, on a Judmont.
Yeah, right, exactly. On a Junbod homebred, like I'm just like this just makes sense. Her two losses or her 3 losses are to dynamic prices. She feels pretty in Cinderella's Dream. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I
So
mean, and she beat Sacred Wish in that matchmaker, who's a grade one winner, and the 7 in
yep,
here.
yep, and
Yeah.
that's the last horse I'm using is Sacred Wish. I was saying to Colin last night on doubling down. She's one of those horses, kind of like Nobels, where she goes off at short prices and she doesn't always win. She definitely
Yeah.
doesn't always win. Can more often than not. She's only 4 for 21 lifetime. But another horse that's just always right there for the most part. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
even
and you
her.
know what? One ran second in this race last year to Walkathon, and her one started at Kentucky Downs. At least she's used to it. Horses for
Right.
courses, baby.
Yep, and even her losses, like the race two back, she was seventh, but she was only seventh by two. So
Yeah.
she's right there. So I had a hard time throwing her out of a pick three because she's a horse that I would hate to get beat by in a pick three, especially since she ran well here last year. That was kind of the factor to keep her on the ticket.
Yeah, and I know it doesn't matter as much in these types of races, but anything but not this time, I feel like in a stakes race has
Oh,
just been
oh, they're
going off.
on fire right now.
Yeah, yeah,
There was
wow,
another
not this
maiden
time.
winner today at Saratoga there, or I don't know if it was a maiden winner, but whatever that horse won today at Saratoga, everyone's talking about her being the juvenile sprint favorite, juvenile turf sprint favorite.
I bet not this time is going to be standing for over 200.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
after this year,
already at
100%.
175, now proven. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
after this year.
Well, yeah, I'm no knocks. I hope he gets some value, but I did unfortunately, went with special one here and singled for the Team Valor Irish bred Brendan Walsh, Joel Rosario back aboard. Ultra consistent mare, 3 wins, 2 seconds, 3/3 from 9 career starts, with her only out of the money finish coming from that Grade 1 First Lady at Keeneland to Gina Romantica. So started her career in Ireland, winning by 3.5 lengths on career debut, for running in the money in 4 consecutive stakes races out there. She came to the stakes, or came to the States. Sorry, I wrote stakes. Last September to run an allowance race at Kentucky Downs and won by 3/4 of a length, going this exact same distance of a mile over that Kentucky Downs turf. Comes back a month later, runs that seventh to Gina Romantica in the First Lady, but she takes a near 5 month layoff and then comes back, wins the Grade 3 Honey Fox at Gulfstream, going a mile on the turf, earning a career best 109. And last time out, she runs third by a length and 3/4 in the Grade 1 Just a Game Stakes over yielding turf course at Saratoga in early June. Speedy mare. Ranked first in here, average speed of a 104, second in average class of 105. 2 wins in the third from 4 starts for this distance, 1 for 1 at Kentucky Downs. It's rare to see a trainer with a nice win percentage with multiple horses like at Kentucky Downs over a long period of time, but Walsh actually has that. Over the last 3 years, he's winning at 24% in 1 mile races at Kentucky Downs. 8 wins from 34 starts with 34 horses. How interesting is that? So
Yeah.
to me, I thought that was just the 34 starts, 34 horses to be that consistent at a track like that. 24% at Kentucky, that would almost, be over 50% about anywhere else. But
Yeah, he was
I'm
leading.
gonna,
He was leading trainer last year, right? I think at Kentucky
yeah,
Downs technically.
him and Gaffleone won. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got Joel Rosario on this one, interestingly enough. But I guess he's been the regular rider anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna single their special one. Nice race though.
Yeah, it should be another one that should be. All these races should be really fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited to get out there. We'll be out there every day for the Kentucky Downs meet. But man, I'm so jealous that you're born and raised in Saratoga. I hadn't been there since I was like 8 years old. I went for the Travers last weekend and spent time in the backstretch. Gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh
it's
my
so
gosh.
nice. It's so
I
nice. Yeah,
felt like I was at Boy Scout camp for horse racing, like the big pine trees and the cool barns. I was straight up in heaven. I was like up at 4 in the morning, just jazzed to get
oh
there.
yeah. It makes it hard for me to want to travel to other tracks. Like I want to go to Keeneland, and then I look at plane tickets and stuff, and I'm just I'll just wait for the summer for Saratoga. It is a 10-minute drive from my house. Like this is perfect.
Fair enough. Keeneland is very special though too.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
okay. I put the new number one backstretch in North America is Saratoga for me, but I think still the front side's Keeneland for me. I think it might
Yeah,
be the
that
memories,
yeah,
but
Keeneland's the little one track I haven't been to yet that I want to get
oh
to.
man, you and
I've
Colin got to
been
get out here.
yeah, I've been to Del Mar, I've been to San Anita, I've been to Gulfstream. I haven't been to Kentucky yet though, so
Oh, we'll get you here, Vinny. Where where dreams are made in Bluegrass State. But thank you so much for being on, man. This has just been a blast. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will not have a show next week. I'll be at Kentucky Downs, but you can catch me with Nick Luck tomorrow. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.